A study released earlier this year predicts that election spending in the 2012 cycle will reach a staggering $9.8 billion. That's nearly $3 billion more than what was spent on the U.S. presidential elections in 2008. And 48% of all that big money will come from a powerful new force in American politics. The controversial 2010 U.S. Supreme Court decision known as Citizens United decreed that under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, corporations are individuals and can exercise their First Amendment constitutional right to free speech by donating to political campaigns. A subsequent ruling by the Supreme Court concluded that limiting the amount of money that individuals could donate to any campaign or candidate would be a violation of free speech. These landmark court decisions led to an unprecedented influx of corporate and special interest money into this election cycle, and many lawmakers view this as a threat to American democracy.
Millions of Americans are struggling to get by, and their voices shouldn't be drowned out by millions of dollars in secret special interest advertising. The American people's voices should be heard. A vote to oppose these reforms is nothing less than a vote to allow corporate and special interest takeovers of our elections. It is damaging to our democracy.
The Citizens United decision also introduced a new player in American politics, super PACs.
Mitt Romney has a plan to get America working. Barack Obama, worst job records.
The choice on taxes. Mitt Romney's plan, a 25% tax cut for millionaires.
Unlike traditional political action committees that are limited to a $5,000 cap on their donations, super PACs can raise and spend unlimited amounts of money for political advertising and events to support or attack any candidate or cause. But super PACs are banned from coordinating directly with candidates or political parties. While critics say that super PACs are enabling major corporations and a select group of America's wealthy elite to influence the outcome of political campaigns, supporters argue that the existence of super PACs benefits the political process.
When there are more voices, voters and people that are out there watching the ads have access to more information. I think that the group that it threatens the most are incumbent politicians who are used to being able to, they kind of have a stranglehold, for example, on most of the fundraising that happens here in Washington, D.C., because the business interests and the unions like to write checks and support candidates that are already in office that they know.
There are currently 674 super PACs registered in the United States. 111 of them have been active in this election cycle, spending more than $143 million on political campaigns during the past 7 months alone. In fact, outside spending by super PACs far overshadows the $15.5 million spent by political parties or the combined spending of all other groups in the U.S. presidential elections in 2012. 96% of all the contributions made to super PACs in 2011 were large donations of at least $10,000. 40% of all the money raised by super PACs last year came from just 35 donors.